everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. My name's Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. And today I thought I would jump on and show you the card that I am sharing as part of the Creativity Abounds blog hop that went live today. So we're a group of 13 demonstrators from around the world that get together every month to do a blog post, a blog hop. So you can hop from my blog across the other 13, so the total of 13 blogs, and check out all of their amazing projects. And this month our theme is the 2022-2024 in colors. So these are the amazing set of in colors that Stampin' Up! Came up with this year. And I am using all but one of them on my card today. I realized I've ignored Tahitian Tide. It's the turquoisey color. It's really pretty. I don't know, didn't use it on my card today. So I am using the Sending Smiles bundle with this. I absolutely love this bundle. It's just so easy to create some great cards, and I will show you some techniques for the die cuts that are with it for the word sending. All right, let me switch over to my desktop, and we will get started on the card. So this is the Sending Smiles bundle. Again, great stamps for these flowers, including the echinacea or coneflower. And so the centers, these great sentiments, and I promise one day I will show you there's great ways to use this and get all sorts of different sentiments out of it, not just the ones that are here, by using a masking technique. And on a video soon I will show you how to use that, especially using the new amazing masking paper that we have that makes it so easy. So it is a photopolymer stamp, makes it so easy to stamp and get them lined up with these two different sizes of label dies, and then of course you have the dies to cut out the flower images as well, and the dies, which I've already gone ahead and cut out, the dies to cut out the background stamp for the word sending, as well as the detailed stamp or detailed dies. All right, let me take those away. I'm going to need, oh no, I'm going. And then the other thing that I'm using, the other dies that I'm using, these are the Fabulous Frames dies that are in the annual catalog. And these cut out some great frames. So this one is what I'm using, and it actually cuts out two pieces, so you can get the frame cut out very easily. We used to have to use two dies to cut out. This one as well cuts out the middle frame, and so does this oval. So I am using this big one here, and I'm just going to grab it out. So here's the cardstock that I'm using. This is Starry Skies, one of my favorites. It's hard to have favorites, I have to say. Every day it seems to have switched up. So this is cut 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. And as always, grab my bone folder and I score. So that's the side I scored on, and this is the side that has the raised score line. So I fold into that raised line or into the mountain and give it a really good burnish with my bone folder, just to make sure it folds nicely. Okay. Now I've got a piece of Parakeet Party. This is also one of my favorites. Isn't that a great color combination? Starry Sky and Parakeet Party. So this is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this down. You can use whatever your favorite adhesive is. These days, mine seems to be, hasn't wavered for a while, is the multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm finding just because it shifts and it gives me a little more wiggle room to actually kind of play around with the placement of my paper. Okay, so now I have I've just cut a piece of basic white cardstock out. This is, I don't know, 4 inches by 5.5 is plenty. And I'm just going to take, and I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. So I have the new magnetic plate on here. It weighs a ton, very solid. It's got a whole metal background onto it. So this is brand new in the annual catalog, and replaces the one that we had previously that Stampin' Up! Had to do some changes to kind of fix the quality of it. But this with the metal plate on it, I'm pretty sure they figured it out. Cuts beautifully. So you need platform number 1, which is the main plate. And then the magnetic platform is number 5. And then you need a cutting plate, which is number 3. The image on here is incorrect, and Stampin' Up! Has is going to be sending out, or sorry, image on. Oh, actually, it's not on here. It's on the paper that comes with the magnetic plate. That image is incorrect and has the sandwich numbers not right. So Stampin' Up! Is fixing that. So you can see I got 2 pieces cut out. So I've got my lovely frame, and I've got my inner piece that I have got cut out as well. And I'm going to trim this down. So this is the piece that got cut out. I'm just looking at my card. I'm going to take and trim this because I want it to show just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to take and trim this by 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So you could do it like this, where you get the frame to be exactly the same size as the middle piece, but I want some of my pretty parakeet party. So just take your trimmer and trim that middle piece to by 1/4 of an inch. Just take 1/4 of an inch off the top and bottom, and you will end up with a frame that looks like this. Okay, so let's take our multi-purpose liquid glue and just put a little bit all around this edge, like that. And this can go down on here, roughly lined up. So you've got same amount of the parakeet party showing top and bottom. This is cool. I don't know that you can actually see that, but it actually is embossed with kind of a stitching line and then a double line embossed all around it. So you get some detail on your frame. Now let's take this piece that I did cut. So I'm going to cut, or not cut, I'm going to stamp my leaves, my stem, using Parakeet Party. So we'll just stamp it about 1/4 of an inch or so, 1/2 inch-ish from the bottom. And then I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet. That's what the color of my grid paper is. This is such a pretty color. So we're using Sweet Sorbet, and this is kind of the top of the cone. Oops, goes like that. Get it going the right way. So I'm going to stamp. This is my flower piece. I'm going to use that. Okay, and then the inside, the middle center of my flower, I'm going to stamp using the Starry Sky to match my background. There, isn't that pretty? Now there is room for another flower here. I'm not going to put one on just because I just want the one flower. Okay, so this piece is now going to go on the inside of my card. You could use dimensionals to pop this up, but I'm going to show you what I've done with the sentiment to pop up the sentiment. So we're just going to adhere this flat using our liquid glue or your Stampin' Seal. And a bright cherry card. Love it. Okay. So as I said, I've gone ahead and cut out. So this is the background stamp or background die that cuts out the word sending. And what I did was I took a scrap of my Sweet Sorbet cardstock and I adhered on the back a piece of the adhesive foam sheets. And then I cut out my die. So this is going to be popped up. On the back of the die, or sorry, on the back of this piece of basic white cardstock, I adhered a piece of the adhesive sheets. So this is going to cut out my word sending, and it's going to have adhesive on the back of it. So it makes it really easy to cut, to adhere right on. Now, one thing you want to remember is don't lose the little I, the little dot over the I. It's sitting in here, so don't lose that. We'll just keep that. And then this piece, what you want to do is grab your take your pick tool and your silicone mat. I love having my silicone mat because I can use it to kind of stick this down and not have it stick to my grid paper while I get the bits out that are in. It's pretty easy to do, I have to say. So then this, just take and gently adhere it. I think I might have to get my sticky off. I can't tell if the sticky backing, oh, no, sticky backing came off. So that makes it really easy. So just take and adhere this. If you don't have adhesive sheets, then you can just use liquid glue. But these adhesive sheets make it so easy that now I don't have to fuss with trying to get just a little bit of liquid glue onto the back of these words, this word, and not have the glue show. Let's bring this back in. Now, let's see if I can get the I out of the middle of mine and not lose it. Now, one thing, if you do lose the little dot off the I, just take some kind of embellishment like a rhinestone or one of the iridescent pearls that is in the new catalog and use that as your to cover over. So there we go. We've got sending. I managed to get my I, and now I can just peel the backing off of my sending, and this will go right here like that. And that is nicely popped up and gives great dimension to my card. I went ahead and cut out one of these, the small of the label dies, and I'm going to stamp a note of thanks. These are easy to, sometimes when you've got the rubber stamps, you don't want to stamp this out in advance, but because this is photopolymer, it makes it really easy to stamp straight, she says. Looks like it's straight on there. Yep, not too bad. If this was, if it was a rubber stamp, I would have stamped it first and then cut out. Now you can either use, you can either lay that on, just glue it on flat, or you can take some of the mini dimensionals and pop this one up. When you've got a long die or label piece like this, I tend to put quite a few dimensionals on just so that the middle doesn't sag. And I always use the take your pick tool to get my mini dimensionals on and off. I find I have a hard time with, I don't know, my fingers just seem to be not handle the mini dimensionals very well. So I always use my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to pop this up underneath my sending. There, like that. Isn't that a pretty card? All right, and I have one piece left. So this piece is a piece of basic white cardstock, and it is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to take and stamp the flower on the inside. That. Oops, that didn't work very well because that means I can't. Let's do it this way. I have to be able to stamp the flower part. That would be good. And then that is my flower. And the last piece is the middle of my flower. And so I've done my flower opposite to what I did on the front. I've got the flower being starry sky and the center being sweet sorbet. Now, you might not be able to see that. And what I've done is, without thinking about it, because I didn't clean my stamp off, I managed to, because I've switched up the colors, my sweet sorbet middle is looking a little dark, but that's okay. I'm sure you've never done that where you've forgot to clean off your stamp before you put it into another color ink. Oops, now I got glue on my fingers. Okay, so now I've got still room to leave and put a note inside this card for my customers. So this is going to be my customer. Oh no, actually this is not. I'm getting this mixed up. It could be my customer thank you card, but it is not. My customer thank you card went live on my blog a couple of days ago. So if you follow my blog, it went live a couple of days ago. So this is just a thank you card that I've created for the Creativity Abounds blog hop. All right. So this was all about sharing the amazing new in colors. And as I said, I have used all 4 out of the 5 in colors on my card today. So I hope that you'll take the time to check out all of the amazing projects from the other demonstrators around the world that are participating, and all of their cards that are using the new in colors. These colors are amazing, and Stampin' Up, like I said, has just knocked it out of the park with them. I absolutely love them, and they go so nicely together. That's amazing. I can't always say that with the colors that they coordinate so nicely, but they're just so bright and bold. The other thing to remember is that the Creativity Abounds, we do a tutorial each month, and so if you place an order with me, in May, you will get a tutorial with 13 projects using all of the in colors. So separate projects from these in our blog hop. We also create a project that we share in a tutorial and we give it away. Or if you'd like to purchase it, it will be available for purchase on my Square store. So you can find the links to my store, my blog underneath this video. If you're coming in through YouTube, thank you so much. I appreciate you finding me and watching me. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will get notified when I go live, which I do, or when I post videos. So I'd love for you to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. All right, everybody, thanks so much. Stay tuned for the announcement. We've got an upcoming stamp camp with Creativity Abounds featuring the hues of happiness. And so that is available for registration, and you can find that on my blog. And we have started planning our stamp camp, which we will have in September, or actually late October. We're so excited. We love doing the stamp camp. So I hope you'll take part and join us in one of them. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.